To manifest wealth, I put into action the required wisdom. Welcome back to Grow Rich, Grow Happy, all my free thinkers. That place where we follow those breadcrumbs to wealth. Guys, it's developing. Let's talk about XRP. Not only that, I just made a video talking about a Bitcoin reserve. And one of the community members down below was like, Mr. Foresight, Donald Trump didn't mention Bitcoin. And I'm going to say, you're absolutely correct. Now, I've been poking around and reading articles and checking out a few things, and I can't help, you guys are going to laugh. I'm going back to that dinner again that Trump had with Brad Garlinghouse and his chief legal advisor. You know, that big one that I keep bringing up. And it's all starting to make sense now. I don't know if there's going to actually be a Bitcoin reserve, or not just a Bitcoin reserve. And that comes back to from the language that was used when he signed that crypto executive order. So what I'm looking at, guys, is I'm looking at what Brad Garlinghouse is really trying to do with getting XRP adoption going on a mass scale. And if things are right, and I'm just looking at the way these breadcrumbs are lining up, then guys, anyone holding XRP, you're gonna be happy, guys. You're gonna be so happy, and your family are going to be better off for it. That's what we're going to be discussing in today's video. This is your first time here to Grow Rich, Grow Happy, guys. Do me a favor, smash that like button for me. And it helps the algorithm. It helps get these videos out to people who need something like crypto to change their lives and change their families' lives, guys. Here on Grow Rich, Grow Happy, you know, guys, we follow those breadcrumbs to wealth. And I break down crypto and make it a little bit simpler for those of you who are just getting in, or those of you that just don't have the time to really invest in cryptocurrency. I said time, not money. So, but I also say you need to spend a little bit time. That's why I made it a little bit easier for you. Swing on over to growrichgrowhappy.com, guys, and I have a special gift for you over there. On that first page, all you got to do is scroll down, put your email address in, and it will take you to a gift page where I have 3 downloads. But the most important one that you want is the Free Thinkers Investment Guide. And that will break down how you should evaluate projects in cryptocurrency. So my gift to you guys. All right. So let's talk about this, guys. Man. So I'm looking at, and I'm just going to pop over here. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at, guys. Check this out. So it says here, and this came out today, Ripple CEO pushes XRP adoption for Trump's digital asset. This is a big deal, guys, because I'm going to show you something here in a sec. But before I do, I'm come down a little bit. Here's the highlights, and I'm going to always leave it down below. For all my new subscribers, I always leave my references down below so you can go and check them out. I say do your own research, but I help you by telling you where I'm getting these breadcrumbs from. So Trump's new initiative aims to create a regulatory framework for digital assets and potentially include American-founded cryptocurrencies like XRP. Guys, you've been with me a while. You know how important this is. This also could mean that if it's an American-made cryptocurrency, we won't be taxed on it as Americans. So I think that is great. And you guys already know the list on that, the list of cryptos that fall under that. Okay, Ripple actively lobbied for clear crypto regulations, and they're getting that, potentially influencing the administration's focus on American founded assets. Guys, this is almost like a dream. Just pinch me and wake me up. This is crazy. Increased speculations about government accumulation of XRP could boost XRP's price in the near future. Well, guys, we see it happening. I keep telling you guys, every time XRP move up, it settles at another high. It balances out. Now we're at the $3 mark. This is not financial advice, but for those of you that are not yet into XRP, I'm not telling you to run out and buy it. I wouldn't do that. But I am telling you to do a little bit digging, and don't just look at market cap and all of the same stuff you're going to hear from people. Oh, because of the market cap, it can't make it. You're going to hear that a lot. You need to look at who's involved now. When you insert federal government and you insert something like XRP that they want to use, or that and you look at this relationship, just look at the relationship. I pause on that because Garlinghouse clearly has the president's ear, and it's making a lot of Bitcoin maxis and just people who are for Bitcoin, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's making them feel a certain kind of way, and we're going to jump over and talk about that. And I'm going to show you why Garlinghouse is so smart. I always tell you guys, the dude is a master chess player, and I mean that metaphorically. So shortly after taking office, President Donald Trump signed an executive order to create a presidential working group. The group was tasked with developing federal framework for digital asset regulations and exploring the idea of a national digital asset stockpile. You notice he did not say Bitcoin, so I stand corrected on that. And that's important. A digital asset stockpile could be more tokens than that, and I brought you guys the news on that as well, where it was they was talking about XRP, Solana, and they already talked about the ETFs for those, but it was also USDC. That was the other one. Well, when they talk about the digital stockpile, you notice they're not saying Bitcoin, and I'm willing to go out and say I lean toward this. I believe Brad Garlinghouse might have something to do with that. It doesn't devalue Bitcoin, so don't feel that way. But it does add value to XRP. So Ripple CEO's view on XRP and U.S. adoption. Amid ongoing discussions about Trump's potential Bitcoin reserve, a fresh angle has surfaced. And I've told you guys, even before this article came out, it's been out there. It's laid out for us. We just have to dissect the clues, connect the dots, pick up these breadcrumbs. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has suggested that the U.S. government might eventually consider holding XRP tokens. Such a move could boost Ripple's adoption and potentially lead to a significant increase in XRP's price. Well, guys, we know that's going to happen. And what did I tell you about media? How media moves the needle, whether it's down or whether it's up. This is great news, especially if you're an XRP holder. If you're a Bitcoin holder, you shouldn't feel bad either, depending on when you got in. But I don't believe it possibly could affect how high Bitcoin goes if they don't add just Bitcoin to the Federal Reserve. So that $200,000 mark that everybody keeps saying is going to happen. I told you this is crypto. Anything could change at any time. I think it's worth holding some XRP, but that's not financial advice. So I'm coming down here because I'm going to pin this, but I want to show you something from this guy right here. Pierre Ricard. He says, and I should jump over here because it's going to cut off. Okay, here we go. He says the biggest obstacle for a strategic Bitcoin reserve is not the Fed, Treasury, banks, or Elizabeth Warren. Think about this, guys. The Ripple XRP. It's Ripple XRP. They are aggressively lobbying against the SBR by throwing around millions at politicians desperately trying to derail it. They did the same thing to attack Biden mining under the Biden administration. Obviously, they want to protect their marketing narratives and push the CBDCs built on their platform, guys. And that's getting a lot of run from this guy right here. He's talking about that majorly. So what I think, he said desperately. I don't feel like it's desperate. I believe Brad Garlinghouse knows what he's doing. Again, I told you, this guy's been setting this up. I've watched his plays. I've watched his little tweets that he said, his congratulatory tweets that he's had to the Security Exchange Commission, or the dinner that I keep talking about, that I say I'm not going to talk about, but I can't help but talk about, because that is an important piece to this puzzle. And let's just face it, guys, his knowledge of crypto, and just him wanting to align with the federal government, with the cross-border payments, and cement XRP as a fixture that's going to be used at least for this 4 years. So I look at that, guys. I look at all the money he's throwing at things. Think of earmarks when it comes to politicians. So I just look at the money that he's throwing at these politicians, if you want to call it that. But these are plays, guys. These are moves. These are breadcrumbs that are not to be ignored. They're not. So when I jump over here and I look at XRP right now going for $3.10, and I say, man, you guys, this is a great time, especially if you already have your bags. If you don't have your bags and you're still trying to get a certain number, you should continue to dollar cost average. You should. But I look at this, guys, and it is true. He didn't mention Bitcoin. He didn't mention it. And there has to be a reason for that. I believe we're going to see more news come out. This just came out. And while I'm not surprised that Brad Garlinghouse name is in the mix here, because I've seen it. I've brought it to you guys. You see the writing on the wall that Ripple is going to play a major role in the reshaping of our global financial system. And it's just going to be, now, where is Bitcoin going to fit in at? It's a lot of Bitcoin maxis out there. And I remember I brought you guys a new quote, and it's basically the quote that I brought you. It basically says, get out your own way. That's the easiest way I can put it. Get out your own way and stop being emotional about things. It's Bitcoin maxis out there, and that's all they want to use is Bitcoin. But I don't feel like that's the way you should look at investments. I feel like you should look at investments, and you should be able to pivot when you need to pivot. And if you hold Bitcoin, that's great. But why would you just hold one currency when there's clearly another one here, XRP, that's lining up to be major? To be really major. Now, how many X's we're going to get, that's anybody's guess. But do not set a cap on something that's, quite frankly, you don't have an answer to how high it can really go, especially when you insert the federal government. And that's why I believe XRP is going to make a lot of people filthy rich. Now, that doesn't mean run out and just drain your bank account and just buy a bunch of XRP. I would not advise that. I would say, like I always tell you guys, decide if it's for you. Use my investment guide and see where it's going to fit in this future. I think it's a great option. I think it's a great, if you're a betting person, I think it's a great bet, considering ISO 20022 tokens and how they've already passed the test of integrating into the banking system. They've already checked all those boxes. XRP is like the first one to do it. So why wouldn't you look at XRP and say, yeah, smart money, that's where it's going? Why do you think these billionaires and millionaires are snatching up so much XRP? Just like they was doing with Bitcoin. So guys, that's just my take. What do you think down below? Do you think Brad Garlinghouse is going to be successful in his efforts to kind of push Bitcoin out the picture and elevate XRP a little bit higher on the government's list? You guys let me know down below. This your boy. Please share these videos, as always, with someone who needs this type of information. I'm out.